Erik Horne here at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Final score tonight, the Indiana Pacers 93, Thunder 90. Couple of things for the Thunder that were problems that were coming into this game, and they continue to be problems. Second night of a back-to-back, particularly on the road, the Thunder have struggled this year. This loss tonight brings them to 1-7 on the road in the second night of a back-to-back. You know, it's always going to be tough to play back-to-backs. Billy Donovan didn't make any excuses for that. He says it's a normal thing that every team in the NBA does. But the Thunder had a clear opportunity to win this game tonight. They led by as many as 11 points. They led by 11 points at halftime, had a 15-point lead in the second quarter, and were able to let the Indiana Pacers come back into the game. And it points to the next problem the Thunder have been having this season. Third quarters. They're getting the doors blown off in third quarters. Indiana outscored them 32-18 tonight. For the season, they have a negative point differential the Thunder has. They're getting outscored by their opponents by 66 points total over the season in the third quarter. It's kind of a cause and effect thing, you know. The cause of the fourth quarter and the Thunder being so successful in the fourth quarter is because Russell Westbrook has to pull a rabbit out of his hat because the Thunder struggles in the third quarter. And Westbrook almost did it again tonight, but the entire team got dry in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter. Westbrook finished with 27 points, 18 rebounds, unbelievable again, and he was an assist shy of a triple-double with 9 assists. But in the last 2 minutes of the game, the Thunder couldn't get off of 90 points. They were really struggling to score there. They missed their last 6 shots from the field. It was a combination of Westbrook, Adams, and Oladipo who all missed shots. And, Indiana came in playing really good defensively, but the Thunder has to be able to muster some kind of offense late in the game to be able to counter that because the defense was doing the job. Even though Paul George got hot in the fourth quarter, Andre Roberson got a steal off of him. They made some defensive stands in the last 2 minutes. They only allowed Indiana to score 2 points in those last 2 minutes, and they still couldn't get anything to go down on those last 6 shots. It's a tough loss for the Thunder considering that they got 2 more really difficult games coming up this week against Cleveland on Thursday, and then, the big one, Golden State coming back for Kevin Durant's first game on Saturday. So the Thunder has 2 days to recover from this one, maybe talk about the third quarter coming out of halftime a little bit better, and get themselves ready for the Cavaliers. Here's some post-game video from Billy Donovan and Victor Oladipo.
It was probably a tale of 2 halves for both teams. I think probably Nate's probably looking at his team saying, we didn't play particularly well in the first half, and I'm saying the same thing about our team in the second half. But I don't think it was a whole second half. I think it was just probably more that third quarter. But it's something we just need to, we got to get better at. We just got to keep working at it and getting better. But I was really proud of our guys coming off a hard-fought game against Portland and being able to come in here, quick turnaround, and certainly start the way we did and play the way we did was really encouraging to me.
In a game that is that physical, how important was getting to the free throw line? They got there quite a bit.
Well, I thought the things that I was concerned about going into the second half was the fact that we did put him to the free throw line 15 times. So he did have 11 offensive rebounds. And Paul George, I think, was 1 for 8 in the first half. So the rebounding was a concern, trying to keep them off the free throw line, and then Paul George trying to get going. They made a couple threes there to start the third quarter, which helped them regain the momentum. But I think there's a lot of things statistically that certainly played a factor in the game.
What was the play call on that final play with 7 seconds left? Was it designed to get Russell that 3-pointer?
Yes. Yeah, it was. Paul George took a kind of a unique route. He went all the way under the other way, which actually was good for us. And the inbounder, I think, did a good job. As most inbound situations, guys are going to jump all over the ball. But we got it to him, and it was great because George was back and he had a chance to attack him, off the dribble, and Russell got off a pretty good look. And we did a great job of keeping the ball alive, and then obviously we found him, again.
Looks like you really did a good job on Paul George in that first half, and then eventually he started getting some shots, even though you were still making it tough for him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how hard is it to stay with a guy that long, that's that good of a player for that long of a time?
It's definitely tough. That's why he's one of the greats in this league. I just try to make it tough for him. Try to get him off his spots as much as possible. But sometimes a guy has a strong will to win, and that's what happened down the stretch. Got hot. I just try to make it tough for him as much as I could to contest everything, and made some tough shots. So he's a great player.
What happened on that play where I think you got caught in the face or something like that?
Yeah, I got elbowed in the throat. Took a tough one, but moved on. So just a testament how the game went.
What was working for you guys in the first half that wasn't clicking in the second half?
We came out physical and aggressive. I feel like second half we didn't do that. Eventually we picked it up in the fourth quarter, but a little bit too late. It's just we got to sustain that all 4 quarters, not just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 4. So we just got to get better with that. Try to come out the locker room or get more done in the layup lines to come out a little more warm. So just got to figure it out. Got to figure it out as a team and get better.
These offensive improvements we've seen for you in the past couple games in terms of your movement and some of the aggression you have, has that been like a tangible thing you worked on with coach, or is that something you've taken on your own?
What's the aggressiveness?
Yeah, going to the basket, dunking, like moving on the baseline.
Just like I said last game, my shot hasn't been falling for me. I'm not gonna sit here and rely on that. So I just try be the complete player and cut. Russell's a great player. He's gonna make great plays and find your teammates. So just try to feed off him as much as possible and to get out in transition and do the things we love to do. So it's definitely working to my advantage, and everybody's making it easy for each other.
During that stretch that you want to kind of look at and try to replicate as much as possible?
No, we were just playing hard, honestly. We did a great job of just kind of being active and flying around and making it tough for them. So wherever we did, we just got to learn from that and build on that.
What was the difference in the second half? They came out with a lot more energy. Was that it?
Yeah, and they started hitting shots. They were missing some shots in the first half. They kind of regrouped and started hitting shots in the second half, which kind of expected. We just got to do a better job of weathering the storm.
Victor, what's been the issue for you all coming out of halftime this year in the third quarter? I think it's one of the quarters where you'll have a negative point differential this year. What's been the issue?
I think it's probably the defensive end, just kind of playing hard and, just being able to either play with a lead or being able to come out of